Flashing lights dance with fire in the night. I'm wired. Watch the time pass us by. Is this feeling lying? Could you pass the lighter? Yeah, I'm trying to keep my cool. Nicotine in my veins, flaming up the sides.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today my name is CORSET. So today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to draft a blazer jacket. These are the measurements you're going to be needing for this tutorial. Okay, so to start this tutorial, the first thing I'm going to do is to rule a line here, which is going to serve as my starting line. After ruling that line, guys, on this line you are going to take your shoulder measurement divided by 2. So this part here is going to be my center back. I'm going to be drafting the back piece first. So go ahead and mark your shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then you come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then you're going to come here and take your neck width. Mark 3 inches for your neck width. Then you go ahead and connect the slope just like this. After you're done doing this, guys, the next thing you're going to do is to take all your horizontal measurements. Now you're going to measure to your bust point. You take it all the way to your half length. Then you take the full length of this blazer, which is 26 inches. After you're done doing that, go ahead and connect these lines. So guys, after doing that, the next thing is I'm going to be going up from this bust point by 2 inches. So just mark 2 inches like that and connect it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to come here. I'll measure what I have here. I'll take exactly the same thing on this line. Then I'm going to connect it with my straight ruler. After doing that, I'll go ahead and label it the chest line, the bust point, the waistline, which is the same thing as the half length. Then we have the full length. So guys, after doing that, you're going to come to the chest line here. You will take your round bust measurement divided by 4. So go ahead and mark it. Then you use your curve rule to just make a curve like this for the armhole. After doing that, guys, now I'm going to go ahead and take my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. You take it on the bust point, on the waistline, and as well on the full length. Also take it on the chest line. Now you're going to go ahead and connect these dots. After doing this, guys, now the next thing is to come to the waistline and take ½ inch on both sides. Now I'm going to go ahead and create the dart. So just roll it up to meet the bust point and as well the full length, just like this. After doing this, guys, now the next thing is to create dart for the center back. So I'm just going to go in by ½ inch. Then I'm going to connect it just like this. This is totally optional. You can choose not to do this. Okay, so guys, after you're done doing that, you're going to come to the chest line. This was our initial bust measurement divided by 4. I'm going to be adding extra 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Then I'll come to the waistline and take my waist measurement divided by 4. I'll measure the dart and add it. I'll add extra 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Then come to the full length and take your round hip measurement divided by 4 and add extra 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Go ahead and connect all these dots. So guys, after doing that, I'm going to come to the full length line here. I'll go up by ½ inch. So this is just to make a little curve there so that it won't just be totally straight, you get. So after doing that, just blend this armhole line just like that. Now I'm going to come to this part here. I will go down by 1½ inch and connect the neckline. So guys, after doing this, this is what you're going to have. Now come to the shoulder line and divide what I have here into 2. So just go ahead and divide what you have here into 2 and make a mark there. Now you're going to go ahead and use your straight ruler to connect this to meet this point. Just like this. After you're done doing this, guys, now I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So guys, after cutting, this is what you're going to have. I'm just going to label it the back. So this is it, guys. This is the back piece. Now I'm going to place this aside, then we draft the front. So this is the pattern paper I'll be using to draft the front. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mark out 4 inches. Mark out about 3 to 4 inches just like this and rule a line. After you're done doing that, you're going to rule a line here, which is going to be for your starting line. Now all our measurement is going to start from this line. Now you will take the shoulder measurement divided by 2, come down by 1 inch, take your neck width, which is 3 inches, connect the shoulder slope. After you're done doing that, go ahead and take all the horizontal measurements, your bust point, your waistline, and your full length, and connect this. This is just a repetition of what we did before. Now I'm going to go up by 2 inches and connect it. Then I will label it the chest line, the bust point, the waistline, and the full length. So guys, after doing that, I'll also come here and take my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll connect a straight line like this. Now I'll come to the chest line here and take my bust measurement divided by 4. This line here, I'm going to divide it by 2 and get the midpoint. Then I'll come in by ½ inch. So you're just going to use your curve rule to connect it like this. So this is the front armhole. So after doing this, guys, now I'm going to come here and take my dart on these 3 lines and connect it. You can see I didn't extend my dart up to the chest line, just from the bust point down. Now I'm going to take ½ inch on both sides of the waistline. Then I will come to the bust point and come down by 1 inch, go to the full length and go up by 1 inch. Now I'm going to connect my darts just like this. After you're done doing that, I'm going to come to the chest line. This is my initial bust measurement divided by 4. I'm going to be adding 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Do the same thing on the waistline. Take your round waist measurement divided by 4, add the dart and the sewing allowance, and the same thing on the full length line. Then go ahead and connect this. So guys, after doing this, you are going to go up here by ½ inch and connect it. Just the same thing we did for the back. Now extend this armhole line. Now the next thing is to come to the neckline here and go down by 3 inches. Then you're going to go ahead and connect a round neckline just like this. After doing this, guys, divide what you have on this shoulder line into 2, get the midpoint, then connect it to meet the bust point just like this. Now this next step is a very important step and I want you guys to pay attention. This space that I have here, I'm going to come out on this neckline by 1 inch, come to the bust and come out by 1 inch, come out by 1 inch here, and as well come out by 1 inch. Go ahead and connect this with your straight ruler. After doing that, you go ahead and extend all the lines. So guys, after doing this, now the next thing is I'm going to come to the neckline here. I'll go out by 0.75 inch. This totally depends on how wide you want your lapel to be. You can choose to go out by ½ inch or 1 inch. So for my case, I went out by 0.75. Now I'm going to connect from that neck to meet this waistline just like this. So guys, this is it. Now this initial line, we are not going to be cutting it, so this new line is where we will be cutting. So now I'm going to connect from here to meet this point. So this part here is our lapel, okay? So after doing that, cut this out. So guys, after cutting, this is what you are going to have. This is the front piece. Now I'm going to be bringing the back piece. I want to separate the dart, so I'm just going to cut these darts away just like this. Go ahead and cut away the darts. And now after cutting, you are going to label it. So this is the center back piece 1. This is the side back piece 2. So this is it for the back pieces. Okay, now I'm going to as well cut the dart away from the front piece. So after cutting, you're as well going to label it. This is the center front piece 1. This is the side front piece 2. So go ahead and label this the front. So guys, after doing that, this is what you're going to have. These are the front and back pieces. Now I'm going to bring a fresh pattern paper I'll be using to cut the sleeve. So I went ahead to reel a line here, which is going to be for my starting line. After doing that, I'm going to take my armhole measurement divided by 2 on this line. Now I'm going to come down by up to 6 to 7 inches. If it were to be a normal sleeve, you will come down by 4 or 5 inches, but because this is a jacket, I came down by 6 inches. go ahead and connect it just like this. After doing that, guys, now you're going to divide what you have here into two and get the midpoint of it. Now from that point, you're going to come and divide what you have in this distance, divide it into two and get the midpoint. Now you're just going to use your free hand to create the curve just like this to meet that point and all the way to these other points. Did you see what I just did? It's very easy, guys. It's not something that's complicated, so just go ahead and do it like that. Now on this curve, I'm going to measure my round armhole measurement divided by 2 on this curve. So after measuring, this was what I have. Now I'm going to be adding extra 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Now I'm going to come here and take my round arm measurement divided by 2, then I will add sewing allowance. Now I'm going to take the length of the sleeve. I'm making use of length of 22 inches. Then go ahead and connect the line. Now on this line, I'm going to take my round wrist measurement divided by 2 and I will add sewing allowance. Then I will come here, I will take the midpoint of from this line to this line. So this is what I have. I will take my ankle measurement divided by 2 on this line. Then I will add 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Now I'm going to go ahead and connect all these dots. So just connect it just like this. After doing this, guys, you're going to go ahead and cut out the sleeve. So guys, this is it. This is for the sleeve. So this is it. So these are all the patterns that you're going to be needing. So for the collar, we are going to be cutting the collar while we are sewing. Now we use this pattern to cut on my fabric.
Flashing lights dance with fire in the night. I'm wired. Watch the time pass us by. Here's this feeling lying. Could you pass the lighter? Yeah, I'm trying to keep my cool. Nicotine in my...
While cutting, guys, make sure you add ½ inch to all the sides that you're going to be using to join it, just the way you see me doing.
So good. Feeling wild like a zoo. Put me in a mood. Put me in a mood. Maybe I should've known that it ain't real. How'd you know how to get into my feelings? You're a trip giving me hopeless.
So guys, this is it. I went ahead to use the pattern paper to cut on my fabric, and this is what I have. These are all the pieces. This is the center front and the side front. So these are the back pieces, and as well I have the sleeve. So this is it, guys. This is where I'm going to be stopping for today's tutorial. In my next video, I'll be sharing with you guys how to sew it. Please endeavor to hit on the subscribe button and as well the notification bell so that when the video drops, you'll be notified. Thank you so much for watching.